You can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You can be sitting down, or you can be laying down, or you can even be stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way, shape, or form. So if you would like to listen to this in a still position, just let now be the time where you let yourself fidget and adjust. Stretch or move your body in whatever ways your body wants to move. Doing your best to not think about these movements at all or worry about what anything looks like, but maybe even closing the eyes and coming fully into your sense of feeling and becoming curious of how the body's feeling right now and how certain movements feel in the body. Maybe following any yummy sensations that you feel when you roll out the neck, the shoulders, the wrists even, opening and closing the hands, the fingers, the toes, the ankles, the feet. Just trusting any instincts you feel for movement, trusting what your body wants to do. And at any time, if what your body is calling for is stillness, then honoring that need for stillness, whenever that feels like what you need. And there's also no rush whatsoever. You can continue to move even throughout this practice, or adjust yourself to become more comfortable throughout this practice whenever you feel the need to. But at any point, if you haven't already and would like to, you can make your way to a still position. As checking in that your spine is nice and straight in whatever position you've chosen. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow your eyes to gently close at any time if they aren't already. So you take a moment now to mark your arrival into your practice today and into your body today with a full, intentional cleansing breath. Calling in fresh new air into the body, breathing in through the nose and watching yourself fill up to every corner and edge of you, getting as full as you can. Holding that for a moment to just stay and experience what it feels like to be full of air right now. And then as you need to, slowly letting it all go. Exhaling bit by bit as you gently pull the navel in toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to really push any last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for a moment here to just sit and experience what it feels like to be empty in the body. And just allowing your next breath to come as it's needed. And you can continue to breathe in this slow, intentional, exaggerated way for as long as it feels good and helpful to you, without any need to worry about the actual length of your inhales and exhales and the pauses on either side, but simply allowing each part of your breath, each of the 4 parts of the breath to be exaggerated, whatever that means for you right now. So when the body would naturally stop inhaling, just seeing if you can expand your lower belly or maybe the back of your rib cage a little bit more to take in one more sip of air. And then when you would naturally roll over to your exhale, just seeing if you can hold off on that for one extra moment than you might normally to experience that fullness. And then as you need to, letting it all go. And even once you think you're empty, just seeing if you can push out one more bit of air and stay in that emptiness for an extra moment than you might normally. So that we are communicating to our nervous system on a deep level that right now is a time to slow down. Our breath is our one bodily function that can be either voluntary or automatic. And so we are, or by consciously slowing down a automatic process of our body, we are then communicating to all the other automatic processes in our body to also slow down. Communicating to all of our organs, our mind and our brain included, that right now is a time to slow down. And there's absolutely nothing else that you should be doing right now. You are allowed to just be exactly as you already are. And so at any point, if you haven't already, you may release this guidance over your breath altogether and allow yourself to step back and up in the mind and into the role of the observer or the role of the witness. Into that perspective where you are no longer guiding or controlling the rhythm or depth of your breath. You are simply watching as your body breathes you. Just as your body breathes for you, even in your deepest state of sleep. Remembering how your body functions perfectly every moment of every day, perfectly enough to keep you alive up to this point, all on its own. And even when there is illness and disease present within the body, your body is working so hard for you to keep you alive, to fight off illness and disease. It's always working so hard for you so that you can live and experience all the joys of life that are here to experience, even within all the pain and the suffering. There is always little peaks of light, little peaks of joy. And if you happen to be suffering from an autoimmune disease, what we are told is that our body is attacking itself. And this is a very disturbing thing to be told. And the way that I have reframed that for myself, and that I'm offering to any of you who also has an autoimmune disease or has been told that your immune system is attacking itself, is a shift that view to, instead of my body's attacking me, I think of it more like my immune system is acting like an overprotective parent. Your immune system is trying so hard to protect you from disease and things that might hurt you, that it's gotten a bit confused and it started attacking things that are healthy within you. And if you think of an overbearing parent, they can try so hard to protect their kid from all of the scary things in this world. And they can often end up causing more harm in the end. But we know that that overprotective parent is only acting in that way because they love their child so much. And so maybe your immune system loves you so much and is trying so hard to keep you safe and to protect you that it's having a negative impact. And to me, that feels like a lot easier thing to cope with than the alternative I was given. So you can take that or leave that if that feels helpful to you. You can just take a moment now to just notice. Let a general sense of awareness wash over your body as you notice any resting expression on your face, any areas of tension gathering in the body. Just noticing how your body is physically responding to what you are hearing and to what you are feeling, to all it is that you are experiencing. Maybe the brow is furrowed or the jaw is tense. Maybe the shoulders are hunched or the fists could even be clenched. There could be some lingering tension in your pelvic floor, maybe in the glutes, in the stomach. You can let now be a time where you let your awareness of any tension in the body be all that you need to instead allow these areas to release and to soften, to let go. You allow your jaw to hang into place as your tongue releases from the roof of the mouth. And you allow your forehead to be wide and deep. Feeling a sense that all the tiny muscles in your face that has created every expression that you've ever made. Imagining that all these little muscles are just ungripping from the bones and releasing back into the support of your own skin. And just remembering that you can trust your own anatomy. Allowing all of the muscles throughout your entire body to now ungrip from the bones. As you remember this innate safety that comes included in a human body on this earth. Even in your deepest state of sleep, you are never crushed and you never float away. But with the magic of the earth that is beneath you and the force of gravity all around you, you are always held exactly where you need to be. And your skin is always holding you, holding all of your bones, muscles, joints, organs, and everything in between. It's always hugging you, holding you close. And so just exhaling into this hug. Awakening the same feeling that you feel when you hug someone who you love dearly. Maybe a person or an animal, or maybe even a tree. But just that moment where you exhale and you just let yourself be held. You fully let go and allow yourself to be loved. You allow yourself to be held, to be safe. And just awakening that same sense with your own body, with gravity that is constantly hugging you, holding you close. The earth beneath you, always holding you up, catching you anytime you fall. It will always be the earth. And so you can continue to feel all that is here for you to feel. And continue to soften your body around all it is that you are feeling. Not adding any extra layers of tension or resistance to any pain that you are already feeling. And just allowing yourself to feel exactly what you are feeling. The unique combination of good things and bad things, or joyful things and painful things. Just allow yourself to feel it all, because this unique mixture is temporary and therefore noteworthy. And so you can continue to feel and soften the body as you listen to the following words that are written by Yung Pueblo in his book, Clarity and Connection. And you can just allow anything at all that feels like it resonates with you to soak in a little deeper and not worrying about the rest. You may ask yourself, which comes first? Inner work or working to make the world a better place? The answer is that both can happen at the same time. We are all deeply imperfect and full of conditioning that clouds the mind. Inner work is a lifelong journey, and so we should not wait until we get to the, quote, end of our healing to help others. Practice your new habits and heal yourself while you work to undo oppression on a larger scale. Moving against oppression is empathy becoming one with action. The inner work we do supports the larger movement toward a better world. Each makes the other stronger. Inner work helps us rise above our old conditioning so that we decrease the harm we recreate in our interactions. The outer work of collective action makes compassion structural. It helps us build a world where people can feel safe and have their material needs met without directly or indirectly harming one another. Self-awareness that becomes collective action is the medicine this earth needs. Real communication happens when projections cease and we are willing to listen to each other in a selfless manner. This becomes more possible when we engage with ourselves deeply, actively work on healing our old pain and trauma, and become familiar with our patterns. The more we know ourselves, the better we can come to know those around us. Communication is critical to any movement, and it is how we focus our power and collectively decide our direction. Part of knowing yourself is taking the time to understand the society in which you live. The direct and indirect messages you absorb as you grow up quietly enter the mind and harden into conditioning that affects your perspective. Without knowing, you develop implicit biases. Without critical analysis, the past takes root in your thinking. Without awareness and love, it is hard to live compassionately. It is up to us to envision and enact a new standard for society, to deeply realize the value of human life so that the compassionate treatment of all people becomes the guiding principle that dictates how we design our communities, institutions, and nations. Our world has fallen into extremes. Greed, competition, individualism, and short-sighted decision-making have created a world of plenty for some and a world of struggle for most. We are out of balance. We live within systems that push against each other and easily cause direct and indirect forms of harm. We do not yet know how to win together or how to live well without damaging our earth. Fortunately, humanity is in the process of maturing. We are young, but we are more open to learning, growing, and reorganizing our world than ever before. It is up to us to make compassion structural, to create an inclusive society in which people are not left behind because of their differences, but are embraced and centered so that all can flourish. Imagine a world where love guides society, People would not be hungry or in danger. Bodies would feel safe and minds fully nourished. Voices would be heard and differences respected. Disputes would be handled without violence or terror. Everyone would have access to the things they need to flourish. Sharing, listening, telling truth, not harming each other, being kind to one another, cleaning up after ourselves. Essential lessons we were taught as small children would be taken to heart by adults and woven into a new global culture. Meet those you encounter with genuine compassion. Live with intentional gentleness. Cultivate peace with your hands and words. Be generous with your kindness. Allow others to share in the bounty of a heart that dedicates itself to goodwill. These are marvels of the human spirit, actions that are most easily taken by healed hearts. Not only do these ways of being help our minds settle into inner peace, but they create safer spaces in a world that is always moving in and out of turmoil. To bring such goodness into the world will benefit many and bring its own countless rewards. It is to the benefit of your inner peace to not harm others. Let this truth settle into your mind and awaken when things get tough. When you think revenge will calm your heart or erase the pain you have felt. Remember, when you think spreading the turmoil you feel will ease the fire burning inside of you, remember. When you think making life harder for someone else will avenge your pain, remember. It is to the benefit of your inner peace to not harm others. Let this truth settle into your mind and awaken when things get tough. And just take the next few moments to maybe let out a big exhale, maybe a big sigh, an audible exhale, so that your body can hear this release and it can communicate to you, to yourself on a deeper level, this release, this exhale. And you can just allow each and every word that you've heard today and every feeling that you have felt today to settle within you. Imagining that every word and every feeling is just a little speck of glitter within the snow globe of your body. And now is the time where we set you down. Let the glitter settle and you let the air clear. As you just trust that anything at all that you heard today that resonated with you in some way. Just trusting that that feeling sometimes comes when we hear on the outside what a part of ourselves already knows to be true on the inside. So just allowing these deep truths to be enhanced within you so that you feel a little bit more confidence to act on your own intuition and to trust your own instincts. Just allowing more of your awareness to start to make its way into your heart. As you gradually start to focus more and more on the rhythm of your own heartbeat. Remembering all of the power that has come included in this body and in this heart. Remembering all of the ancestral strength and power that you have within you. All of the love that has been required for your existence, all stored within your own bones. And just being so kind to yourself during the harder seasons of life, during the storms that we face. Being so kind and patient with yourself. There is no amount of inner work you can do or healing that you can do that will make you never have to face a storm again, or will make you never have to be in darkness again. Moving through hard seasons and through darkness is a part of life that we are not meant to escape. Just like the moon. Even the moon is in darkness at times. It hides. It doesn't reflect any light. But we do not blame the moon or assume that the moon did something wrong when it is a new moon. And so you do not need to blame yourself or assume you've done something wrong when you are experiencing pain and darkness. Because even the trees shed their leaves, even the flowers die and decay, but they do bloom once again. And the trees do grow leaves once again. And the moon does become full once again. And you are just like the flowers, the trees, and the moon, and everything else in nature. You will move through seasons and phases and cycles. And so you do not need to make the more difficult seasons of your life any more difficult by adding those extra layers of self-blame or resistance. You can just let yourself be there. Comfort yourself however you need to comfort yourself as you trust that absolutely everything is temporary, and that is the only guarantee in this life. And you will feel joy and brightness once again. So if it feels like something you would like to do today, you can just let your hands come and find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. As you let your palms and fingertips make contact with one another, as you allow your heart to lift toward your thumbs, as your thumbs press back toward your heart. Tuning in once again to this rhythm of your own life. And taking a final deep and full breath into the body, allowing yourself to fill up to every corner and edge of you, the most you have today. And as you're ready, exhaling and letting go of anything at all that you're ready to let go of, as you allow your head to gently bow. As you take this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. And may this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you, thank you, thank you.